The city of Lagos is adjudged as a mega city because of a sustained rapid economic growth, improved infrastructural services, a significant reduction in crime rates, most critically, a city with an estimated huge population of over 23 million people and still counting. What a unique city with a greater future. Let's talk Lagos. Welcome to Lagos Update on the City of Lagos TV show, where we bring you latest news developments across the city of Lagos. And of course, there are top news information we've got to share today. We'll be right back. So first, on Lagos Update, members of the Lagos State House of Assembly on Monday, the 13th of January 2025, impeached Speaker Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, accusing him of multiple statutory and financial infractions. Mr. Obasa was subsequently replaced by his deputy, Lasbat Miranda, who represents Apapa Constituency 1 and who was also a former chief whip of the House. The removal was as a result of allegations of how Mr. Obasa oversaw the withdrawal of 43.5 billion naira for backup vehicles for lawmakers, as well as other controversial activities. Mr. Obasa, 52, was first elected Speaker in June 2015. And still on the impeachment saga of Honorable Obasa, the new Speaker of the House of Assembly, Honorable Lasbat Miranda, key executives of the House and her colleagues briefed the press on the outcome of their invitation by the GAC to Marina, Lagos, to get an update on the development.
We have come here this afternoon to meet our leaders, the leaders of the party, to brief them about what happened at the House of Assembly yesterday, to seek their blessing, and which we have gotten. Thank you so very much.
And still on Lagos Update, the Lagos State Primary Health Care Board recently briefed the press on the recent supplemental immunization activities to address polio outbreaks in Lagos State. The special advisor to Mr. Governor on Health, Dr. Kemi Ogunyemi, and one of the permanent secretaries on the board at the press briefing highlighted the major significant efforts and success story of the immunization exercise.
The success of our measles, yellow fever, and HPV mass vaccination campaign. This milestone is a testament to the dedication and hard work of our healthcare workers, partners, and communities who have come together to protect vulnerable populations from these debilitating diseases. Through this campaign, we've not only saved countless lives, but also taken a significant step towards a healthier, more resilient future. The World Health Organization has long emphasized the importance of vaccination in preventing outbreaks and controlling the spread of infectious diseases. Our efforts have been guided by the principles of equity, accessibility, and community engagement.
The Lagos State Government commenced the year 2024 measles and yellow fever and, of course, HPV vaccination campaign on the 19th of October 2024. The Integrated Supplemental Immunization Activities (XIA) campaign was a landmark public health intervention that was aimed at addressing the gaps in immunization coverage and curbing the spread of vaccine-preventable diseases in Lagos State. This comprehensive campaign targeted measles, yellow fever, and the human papilloma virus, prioritizing high-risk populations and leveraging innovative strategies to maximize impact by focusing on both urban and remote communities. The campaign sought to achieve herd immunity, reduce disease transmission, and strengthen routine immunization systems. So the campaign was phased into two. The first phase covered densely populated areas with a higher burden of disease, while phase two focused on less populated areas in the state. Each of the phases spanned 14 days, followed by dedicated mop-up activities to ensure no eligible individual were missed.
And that's it on Lagos Update. Next is from the Governor's Office platform on the City of Lagos TV show. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, is resolute, decisive, and determined like never before to meet up with the yearnings and aspirations of Lagosians in his recent ongoing groundbreaking efforts and initiatives to actualize his developmental agenda. Join us as we project recent impressive engagements and activities of the #1 citizen of Lagos on from the Governor's Office platform on the City of Lagos TV show on TV Nigeria. You're welcome. In pursuit of a sustained infrastructural development in Lagos State, the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, recently commissioned and handed over a strategic network of roads spanning between and within Bariga, Shomolu, and Koshofe LCDA. Mr. Governor, in his speech, noted the strategic significance and positive impact the completed roads will have on business development, socio-economic growth, transportation, and traffic flow.
Today, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is the turn of Lagos mainland crossing into Shomolu and Koshofe LCDA. The completion and commissioning and then handing over to you today of St. Finbar's Road, Jagumolu Street, Asani Street, Tijani Ashogbon Street, Shobamu Street, and Dia Street, all between Lagos mainland, Koshofe, and Shomolu LCDA. The area covered by this project holds important cultural and educational historic significance to Lagos. St. Finbar's Road, which was built during the British era, during the colonial days, served as a major route for administrators and missionaries. Akoka, as a whole, is famous for its educational institution, including the University of Lagos, the St. Finbar's College, the Yaba College of Technology, and the Federal College of Education, here also at Akoka. The CMS Grammar School, which is the oldest secondary school in the country. Adjoining it is also similarly bursting into Bariga and Bagada, which is home to a global headquarters of one of the world famous religious organizations, the Deeper Life Church. Among other landmark projects, you can see that indeed it's a major artery for economy, for educational, for recreation, for cultural, for religious activity in our city and in our state. All of these areas are fast growing into commercial, residential hubs with unique characteristics that contribute to the trademark, the dynamism of our city. We are in the real heart of a big population between Bariga to Akoka to Shomolu to Lagos mainland. This is the heart of all of those developments, and I'm sure that with the thickness of the population, it was such a difficult but an important development, road infrastructure that we had to do. All of these areas, they've grown and they've expanded. There has been a need to ensure that transport infrastructure connecting all of these areas with the pace of population, traffic management, economic activity, is critical that government come and make life a lot more meaningful to you.
The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, scored another major impressive record with the commissioning and handover of rehabilitated 5 strategic road network within Ikeja GRA as part of his administration's infrastructural development and urban regeneration initiative. Mr. Governor at the event noted the strategic importance of the high-profile neighborhood as well as attesting to the various challenges that was encountered during the construction. For the governor, it is another promise made and promise kept to enhance the living standard of Lagosians.
Today, I'm indeed very excited and I'm happy to all of you here at the formal commissioning and handover of 5 strategic roads here in Ikeja GRA, including Oba Dosumu Road, the Oduduwa Way, the Oduduwa Crescent, the Shobo Arobiodu, and the Shashegmon Street. We've done this with improved drainage, with street lights and everything. Ikeja GRA was once a primary residential area. It was known for its orderliness. However, and as recommended by Ikeja Model City Plan, it has evolved into a mixed development community. This growth in commercial and infrastructural activity, though very positive, has brought about a lot of environmental and infrastructural challenges. And for us to address those challenges, we have to accommodate future developments. We embark on infrastructural renovation to address and to reverse the flooding issues that you heard that people have complained about, the environmental and structural challenges that have been experienced by commuters, by residents, by business owners in this neighborhood. And our unwavering commitment at delivering quality infrastructure has been truly tested during the execution of this project. Of course, we were faced with several headwinds, particularly we saw all of the volatile, cost overrun, increase in construction costs driven by inflation. It created a lot of financial challenges for us. It at some point even threatened some part of the construction. But we're dogged, we're very resolute. We know that Ikeja GRA and Ikeja environment deserves the very, very best. And so we had to go back and re-strategize, and we had a complete resolution that until when we finish this project, it is not done for us. And I'm happy that all of those efforts have materialized today, and we can see that the improvement on these roads that we're handing over is not just first class, but it is best in class as can be compared to other parts of the state.
And still from the governor's office, the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, was represented by his deputy, Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, at this year's 2025 Armed Forces Remembrance Day Parade and wreath-laying ceremony held at the Remembrance Arcade, Tafawa Balewa Square, Lagos. Dr. Hamzat called on privileged Nigerians to promote support for families of the fallen heroes in view of the sacrifice they made in the discharge of their duties to the country.
Every year we do this in honor of our fallen heroes. We all know they sacrificed their lives so that we can all sleep. So it's an honor for them, and we pray for them. And we also use this time to remember, this is the culmination when Mr. President launched this emblem, that Nigerians should also contribute, because those people left people behind. They are widows. So a lot of us, we should take some of the children and be responsible for some of their things. So it's not just about this parade, it's about that process. And we just hope that Nigerians will eat so that we can always help to sustain our fallen heroes. So that's basically is the essence of this, to remember and to tell them that we will never be forgotten.
And still from the governor's office, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu recently signed the year 2025 appropriation bill into law. The budget, which was tagged Budget of Sustainability for Mr. Governor, is a blueprint for continuity, resilience, and sustainability. Governor Sanwo-Olu equally noted that the budget is structured around 5 infrastructural pillars.
You recall that on November 21st, 2024, I stood before the Lagos State House of Assembly to present the 2025 appropriation bill, which was themed Budget of Sustainability. It was a blueprint for continuity, for resilience, and for sustainability. I believe we had a shared prosperity for all the people of Lagos State in that document. Distinguished members of this House have since, over the past couple of weeks, given this bill expedited action, very rigorous and very detailed process. We believe in the spirit of unity and collective support that we've always shared as the Center of Excellence. And so on behalf of the state, I would like to express our appreciation to the Right Honorable Speaker, to the leadership of this House, and to the entire membership of the Lagos State House of Assembly. Thank you very much. The passage of the appropriation bill and having accented to it, which forms the last step of the budget process, which in our view kickstarts the most important phase, which is the implementation for the next 12 months. It is with a deep sense of responsibility that we have signed this budget into law. This will be the second of our will-be 4-year budget that will be extended to during my second tenure, and it represents another opportunity for us to advance our vision of a greater Lagos for the benefit of Nigeria and especially Lagosians in all. As I note during the budget presentation speech, the Lagos 2025 budget is structured around 5 pillars: infrastructural sustainability, economic diversification, social inclusion and human capital development, environmental sustainability, and governance and institutional reform. These 5 pillars are well embedded in our Teams Plus agenda.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu recently swore in the chairman and members of the Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission to ensure effective organization of the forthcoming local government elections, as well as 3 newly appointed permanent secretaries to reinvigorate the state's policy implementation apparatus and the council. The governor, who ascertained the reason for the appointment and swearing in of the 2 groups, charged the commission members and the permanent secretaries to live up to their expectations.
On your behalf, I want to sincerely congratulate Honorable Justice Bola Okikiolu Igile, the newly appointed chairman of the Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission, LASEC. I welcome you on board with high expectations that you will bring your professional knowledge, expertise, wealth of experience to bear on the administration's commitment to upholding the highest level of integrity and credibility of the electoral process in Lagos State. In similar vein, I want to extend the same congratulations to members, newly appointed members of LASEC. Your selection is a proof of your integrity, your expertise, and unwavering commitments to the principles of democracy and good governance. Today critically mark a pivotal moment in our state's democratic journey. We entrust this distinguished body with the critical task of safeguarding and strengthening our electoral process. The people and the government of Lagos State trust in your ability to uphold the sanctity of our electoral system, and I'm confident that you will discharge your duties and responsibilities with utmost dedication and professionalism. This government has also ensured that there is equity, fairness, transparency, gender balance at all times is ensuring in the appointment of body of permanent secretary. Today, after rigorous exercise, we have identified 3 exceptional individuals who have demonstrated the requisite skills, the experience, and the dedication to excel in their demanding role. These individuals are proving their mettle through the years of dedicated service and have consistently displayed a commitment to excellence, to high level of integrity, and to the service, the public service. I therefore, on your behalf, congratulate Mr. Fashola Abdurafiu Omowole, Mrs. Sarumi Kafaya, spelled in an Arabic form, Olayemi, and Mr. Muriokonla Abdurrashid Abiola. Today marks a significant milestone, not only in the careers of these distinguished public officers, but also in the continued progress and development of our dear state.
And now to some courtesy visits. The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, recently received the Postmaster General Postal Service, Miss Odeyemi, and a team on a courtesy visit to acquaint Mr. Governor of the agency's strategic efforts and intentions to reposition NIPOST for efficiency and relevance. She equally outlined key areas of possible partnership and collaboration with the state government to achieve its set objectives.
So this visit underscores the importance of partnership in governance and service delivery, and I would like to quickly present a framework for collaboration between the Lagos State Government and NIPOST in areas that would drive citizen engagement, innovation, and boost economic development. So the first thing is the integration of the National Addressing System and Digital Postcode Framework. One of the reasons why this is number one is because the Honorable Commissioner for Innovation, Science and Technology has been one of the people spurring me on to ensure that this project is completed on time. And what this will do is, one, logistics are improved. There's the security implications to it. It would enhance tax administration, promote transformation, urban planning, as well as just ensure that the government and even Nigerians are able to know who is where and where everybody is. We've already said that we'll continue the engagement, particularly on this, and maybe hopefully Lagos State will be the first point of rollout for this program. Secondly, we're here to ask that we want Lagos State to be our partner in ensuring that philately, which is stamp, is still a point of culture. We would like to partner with you on specialized stamps for culture, as well as for denotation of receipts and documents, which is in our law. Then our facilities. Lagos State houses the first post office that was built in Nigeria in 1810 in Ejirin Ekwe. Aside from that, we have other facilities in the state that we think that there can be collaborations on. I also want to ask for something while I'm here. I know Lagos State is building the largest agri-hub in Africa. And one of the legacies I want to leave behind in NIPOST is a specialized agri-logistics service. Yes, moving agricultural produce from farm to market or farm to table. And we would like to have a space in the agri-hub where NIPOST is able to move goods for the state from the farm to wherever the state needs them to be.
For Mr. Governor, he charged the Postmaster General to rejig and realign the agency's goals and aspirations in line with the dynamics and challenges in the face of revolutionary trend in the communication and logistics sector.
So my charge to you, and with all due respect, is really to be critical of this assignment and to ask difficult questions. How relevant is my role and the things that we're doing? How relevant is it for today and for the future? What are the things that we need to drop off? What are the things that we do not need to carry on again? And how can we position, this agency or this ministry or this office to meet the needs and the reality of it? And you have mentioned it. If your point of contact with us is the Ministry of Innovation, Science and Tech, what it means to me is that indeed you are speaking to some of the right set of people, or you are looking for the right set of skills that can help develop, the collaboration, that you are talking about. And I think it's only when you do that, knowing fully well that the world is changing, that those changes can indeed happen. You talked about, using stamp as a means of identity or as a means of security, authentication. It's not out of place. It's not out of place. But the question will be, it will be an issue of accessibility, and availability, and we will not deceive ourselves to put another level of bureaucracy, on our ease of doing business, if indeed it's not something that is very next available to us. Also, the issue of security, how secure, because printers these days can print anything, quite frankly. They can print anything, and it'd be difficult for you to even know, what is real and what is not real. So these are some of the realities of what AI, of what digital, technology has shown. So one of the reality that we need to speak to is that the best way for us to certify documents, something. I don't know. I'm just talking. I'm not saying, I'm right or I'm wrong. I'm just throwing, conversations, on the table. But anything that will make ease of doing business for us better, anything that will make, the people that we're serving not having another level of bureaucracy, we're willing to do it.
The fundamental areas of discourse are the recent courtesy visit to Governor Sanwo-Olu by members on board and CEO Teach for All Global Network, was solidifying partnership between the organization and Lagos State, increasing the number of fellows, creating added value in the area of providing quality teaching professionals and filling the necessary gaps where necessary. The Chief Executive Officer and the foreign representative of the organization, as well as Mr. Governor, attested to the fact that it has been a win-win situation for both parties, with the governor promising to live up to expectations.
Your partnership has been so fundamental. I mean, as I travel the world, it's rare to have such deep government partnership, and it's just really crucial to our success. Teach for Nigeria is a lighthouse for our network. It's developing such extraordinary leadership. I think you met the fellows after we last met, and you know the energy they bring during their 2-year commitment, but also beyond. I mean, almost all of these folks stay in the work, whether it's in classrooms or ultimately going on to run schools or start social innovations or work in government ministries. And so I'm excited to see the future of Teach for Nigeria and what this growing force of alumni end up doing, working throughout the whole system as kind of change agents to kind of pursue the agenda that you're laying out. So just really appreciate your ongoing partnership.
When I came into this role, and part of the conversations and questions that I was asking was, who are those partners that, has helped us achieve the success that we have had? Lagos State was, mentioned over and over and over again. So I want to really just express our deep appreciation for your support. Of course, we couldn't have done it as well without Mrs. Peregrino. Thank you for welcoming me, Ma. We did go to see her, a few weeks after I joined, and she welcomed me and with open arms, and we are just so thankful for the partnership. It's one thing to have a vision, write it down, and want to run with it, but the only way you're going to really execute is with partners. There's so far you can run by yourself, but when you find strategic partners, you can actually go, beyond your wildest imaginations. And we believe the Lagos State government has been that partner that has truly helped us grow and really accomplish this vision. And it's very aligned with, the heart of the government in thinking about quality education for our children. So we believe that our visions are aligned. And, I just stand here to give you our commitment to continue to, push the boundaries, to continue to exceed expectations. And we look forward to fostering this partnership even more and building on where we are to even greater heights. So thank you very much, sir.
When you pick a partnership that is that works for both sides, you will see growth and you will see, you will see benefits. I did mention at that time, but I thought you guys were going to change. I said, just make it Teach for Lagos, right? Teach for Nigeria. I mentioned it there, but but I was that's a joke. But indeed, we meant it, and why so? If you look at the structure and the layout that we've done, not only do we have the largest number of students in all categories, we also are expending a lot more resource in that sector than any other person. And we've intervened in hundreds and hundreds of classrooms, and recruitment and the rest of it, and which we do. Each time we have a vacancy, TGPS is one of the places that we don't even let the vacancy, stay for too long before we kept with the tradition of ensuring that our permanent secretary TGPS are people from the classrooms, their principals or teachers, so that they can hit the ground running and they understand and appreciate what the issues and the challenges are. I thought we did mention at the last meeting that we're going to also increase the fellows. I think we did make that commitment, and I was ready to, take it forward. So one of the things that I would say here, even if you cannot do 200 right away, because I need to look at the numbers, you can live here with 150. Definitely you can live there with 150, because given the response and the benefit that has been put forward, that they can adapt easily, they can go to less served neighborhoods, and at the end of the day, we given the training and all of the things they've gone through as fellows, we cannot throw them out, because indeed they've been part of an integral part of our system, and they bring quality and value to it. So we will continue that partnership. We'll continue to keep our own part of it, and I'll look at the numbers. If we can do the 200, I will let you know, but at least top of my head, we can increase it to 150. Whilst Mr. Elibite is still trying to get other states to do 50 and 100, we should be way ahead. We should, but at the end of the day, it's not about us, it's not about you, it's about the students, it's about the quality, and it's about the future of what we're trying to do.
Well, our prerogative from the Governor's Office platform on the City of Lagos TV show is simply to carry out one unique task, which is telling the success story of Lagos from the perspective of Mr. Governor. Join us again in subsequent episodes of the City of Lagos TV show on TV Nigeria for another superlative broadcast. The City of Lagos TV show on TV Nigeria continues in a moment. We'll be right back. You're still watching the City of Lagos TV show on TV Nigeria. Welcome to Speaking with the SA. This is a special platform where we have one-on-one interview chat with special advisors to Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu. The whole essence of Speaking with the SA platform is to ascertain and verify the level of contribution, expertise, and responsibilities of the special advisors in various offices. And of course, today we're going to be speaking with the special advisor to Mr. Governor on enterprise information, geographic service, and urban development. It's my pleasure to welcome Dr. Olajide Abiodun Baba today. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure to have you.
It's a pleasure to receive you in my office today.
Thank you. Now, give us a brief but precise professional background and experience of your personality, because looking at the strategic office of Enterprise Information and Geographic Service and Urban Development, it actually requires the desired expertise to get this job done.
I started my career working in Lagos, and I'm back to Lagos. I started in Lagos. Just to tell you, I worked for the president, that's President Obasanjo, as a personal assistant working in the office of NIDO, the Nigerian Diaspora Organization. And also we started the Nigerian Diaspora account, and so it was the office of NIDO G77, the poorest 77 nations of the world. And I was a personal assistant in that office. And I'm bold to say that, between 1999 and 2003, when I worked with Obasanjo in that capacity, that was when a lot of diasporas were identified, like the Ngozi Okonjo-Iwealas of this world, and a couple of other people were brought in the second administration to work with President Obasanjo. I went on to work for Nasir El-Rufai as a special assistant on land matters. I started up as a personal assistant initially. The restoration of the Abuja Master Plan, which is the kind of thing that I'm also working on under Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu under the team's agenda. We worked on the Abuja Boulevard project. We worked on the Aegis project. We also established, what is today known as the Abuja Geographic Information Systems Office, which is called Aegis Abuja. So in terms of my educational qualification, I'm actually an urban planner. I'm the son of a town planner, one of the first in Nigeria, Chief James Oladosunuwatunde, FNITP late. And I went to Sweden to study land administration and geographic information, being my first master's. Went on to UCL, that's University College London. I studied development administration and planning as another master's degree, and then went to the Harvard Kennedy School of Government where I did public policy. Today I'm a doctor of development planning. I had to shift, from my initial area of expertise, which is urban and regional planning, to embrace geographic information service because it's something that we need. For you to have a good land information system, all land must be mapped and surveyed. And also, I was part and parcel of the establishment of the African University of Science and Technology, which is 240 hectares out of 1,000 hectares that makes up the technological hub, made up of the AUST and the Abuja Technology Village. So, as a result of the experiences that I had gathered working with Malam, I also needed to look for alternative ways of doing things, which was why I went back to the University College London to study development, administration, and planning. How do you administer development and how do you plan for it?
This background has given us an in-depth knowledge that your office is very strategic and it has a very fundamental role to play in the Teams Plus agenda. Now, what are your key functions and responsibilities as a special advisor to the governor on enterprise information, geographic service, and urban development?
Enterprise Geographic Information Service, it's an alternative way of doing what we know how to do best in Nigeria. Land, I say, is a spirit. So land management started from the days of our forefathers, borrowing a leaf from those who had done land management in Egypt, because Egypt is the cradle of modernization, as our civilization, and coming into Lagos. Lagos is one of the first centers in Nigeria where land management was practiced. The colonial masters came in. We have different kind of titles. You have the Queen's title, which dates back to the time of the Queen. Even before then, I'm bold to tell you that we had our own traditional, land management system. But with technology now, we know that any good land information system must be transparent. And the only way you can make land information system transparent is to computerize it so that everybody has access to the information. And under the Enterprise Geographic Information Service Office, because I have two portfolios, I'm SA on EGIS, I'm also SA on urban development, and I want to just separate them. So on the EGIS side, I provide service as an enterprise solution to virtually all the MDAs in Lagos. So the ones that are my primary stakeholders are the Lands Bureau, headed by PS, which is Kamal Lulu Shagu, the Executive Secretary Lands, that's Lola De Ajetumobi. Then that takes me to the Surveyor General, there's Mr. Yokunu Additional. I work with all of these people on the Enterprise Geographic Information System side. We do the mapping. After doing the mapping, we create, auto photos. We try to create a cadastral fabric, with other information like the drainage master plan will be on it with different information up to a unique property identification system. It's a solution where everything about land is locked up in a system, manipulated by those who need to manipulate it, and it's not everybody that has that privilege. So I'm going to show you the auto photo of a particular area in Igodo. This is an auto photo of the same area in Igodo, and you can see the difference. The quality of this one is better than the quality of this one. You can see this road. This is the same road here, right? So you can see this school. That is the same school here. You can see this area is already built up. This is the same area here. So we have just done this between 2022 and beginning of 2025. And we're now done. We have this for the whole of Lagos. So you can see from here, I'm able to tell you all the number of houses that you have built in Lagos. We can use this for land use charge. So there's no hiding place. We know that you have houses here. You understand? So I can tell you, for instance, in Ikeja, we have 23,000 properties in Ikeja. And I can tell you that in Etiosa, we have 104,000. You know, so and I know that from this that I'm showing you, I know the difference between 2009 and 2024. As a matter of fact, I mean, thanks to Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamzat, he did this while he was the Commissioner for Science and Tech, because he understood the importance of this. Today, Governor Sanwo-Olu has created this office, and we have also been able to do this with the support of Governor Kadri Obafemi Hamzat. So this is now a product of this administration, you know, and this is beautiful. You understand, in the sense that even you can see the properties yourself. This is not something you get from Google. It's different because the one on Google is not coordinated. Can you see the coordinates?
Fantastic.
Well, that means that the Office of Drainage is also able to see their drainage master plan. Very, very soon we'll publish, and those who have their land in waterways, you will see it. The other thing I'm going to show you is that for each of those of the properties in Lagos also, these are barcodes. Scan this and tell me what you see. What do you say?
Last calves, we have.
So that is called, that's the Lagos
1319
that is
Agege Road.
the Lagos Civic Addressing System. That's what it is.
Wow. Wow.
Do you understand something? So for each of these properties that you see on the auto photo that I showed you, we have information like this on each of the property.
I can see it here now. 1319 Agege Motor Road, street name, street type, new house number, old street name, old house number. Every detail is here. Fantastic.
So the EGIS is a complete solution. So we're going to use it for land use charge. We're going to use it for titling. We're going to use it for so many things. You know, we're going to use it for security. We're going to use it for many, many, many things. And under the EGIS, we have two products. One is called the Lagos Watch. You know, with the Lagos Watch, we have satellite solution where we're watching everything that is happening from the top. At least periodically, we're able to collect the information. So we're able to, you know, change detection. So I'm able to tell, you understand, when you started hiding something. So our officers don't have to drive around the city. They will see. It's like Big Brother. Big Brother is everywhere, or like MTN is everywhere, or Glow. You understand what I'm saying? So we see you. And then we have the other one, which is called Capture Lagos, where we take a smartphone like this, I go capture a picture, it goes straight to our platform because where the picture was taken has coordinates. Do you understand what I'm saying? So they say, see something, say something, sorted. So when you see something, you take a picture of that thing, it automatically goes to our platform once you have our app. So if you report that thing to us, even if you at that time have some spare time, you can earn money because we will pay you. Do you understand? For sending the information to our platform, so long as the information is useful to us. It avoids building collapse and so many other things. From that, I'm going to go into urban development. It's Professor Onitsha of blessed memory was invited to Chatham House, and they were talking about sustainability. What is sustainable development? It's us being able to meet our needs without compromising the need of the future generation yet unborn. In the time of old, just like what I told you about our traditional ways of land administration, we had a number of things that we do, which for him is sustainability. Number one, if you go and cut a tree inside Igboro, they will tell you that the Oroma Gbeyan. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's just a way of telling people not to go into the forest and cut trees. But when you bode, people, they just said, and people entered, and they were just cutting the trees. We had rotational cropping and bush following, where they tell you, do you understand something? You know, you plant here today, cassava, and then you go to this other place. Do you understand something? You know, bush following, okay, leave it, let the nutrients grow. They tell you if you pour water into a river, the river the river will revolt. All of these are ways by which we warn ourselves, or which will prevent people from doing things that are not sustainable. So he said it's like Fela's song, teacher don't teach me nonsense. Then I was born, Baba and Papa na teacher. When I did school, teacher na teacher. Who is government's teacher? It is culture and tradition. Those cultures and traditions, you cannot neglect them. Because some of those things are the things that have kept the society together in the time of old. They will tell you, if you steal, shogolo magbe. Do you understand? So people don't want to steal because they feel that there is one shogo somewhere.
Special Advisor to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on Enterprise Information, Geographic Service and Urban Development. It's been quite interesting, really, speaking with the SA, Dr. Olajide Abiodun Babatunde. It's been quite expository, telling us about the strategic value and excellence of his office as a special advisor to Mr. Governor. Now, Doctor, can you tell us, how does this whole thing align with the Teams Plus agenda?
Thank you very much. So, first, you permit me to talk about urban development, because under the Office of Urban Development, which I head, we have a permanent secretary, which is a permanent secretary, Olalele Koshodende, very experienced permanent secretary, by the way. And then we have different departments. We have the department for projects, where we deal with projects like the Timberville and a couple like the Katangwa project. You understand? We also have the urban development department, that deals with the designs for some of our actions. Then when we have an action area for regeneration and a couple of other things. We have the physical planning and automation department, where we're working on the electronic physical planning process system, which tomorrow will be known as Lagos Net, where all approvals in Lagos, instead of you doing it in 10 days, we'll do it in 10 minutes. Without you coming to Alausa seamlessly, from the comfort of your home, you can apply for a building permission and get it. Part of the indices for the ease of doing business is being able to get a land. We're trying to make it easy from the EGIS side. Is for you to be able to get a building permission. The EPPS will take care of it. We need to be able to manage our contracts well, and then you need to be able to register a company for those who want companies. So, three are directly linked with us. I can tell you that we have almost the best, when you talk about in Africa, a Department of Justice. I've worked in the FCT. So if I've worked in the FCT, and I'm telling you that the one in Lagos is better, because the Lagos Center of Excellence. Now, I'm telling you, categorically, that our Ministry of Justice is far better than the one that we have in the FCT. Let it be that I said it myself. And somebody should disprove me. And, from Lawa Pedro to all the people that are there, there's also the Lagos State Building Control Agency. We regulate all constructions in Lagos. We do certificate of completion and fitness for habitation. Do not move into a house that we have not certified. Do not do any form of construction without making sure that our officers are building with you. Do you understand? And this year, we're going to introduce what we call the Certified Accreditor Program. You understand? That Certified Accreditor Program is a program where we're bringing in the private sector to help us. Do you understand? Because we're not claiming we can do it by ourselves, because we cannot be at all construction sites everywhere in Lagos, whereas we have people that we can license, as is being done in the West. You also have the Lagos State Urban Renewal Agency, LASURA. We're doing a lot of regeneration projects. Part of the team's agenda that you talked about, what is really relevant here is making Lagos a 21st century city. How can Lagos be a 21st century city if we do not address things like urban regeneration? And you also have the technological bit, do you understand, of the team's agenda. So when you look at the team's agenda, technology is also one of it. So we're also using technology as a solution in trying to make Lagos a 21st century city. So in terms of the team's agenda, take two of the targets and you just know that Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu knows exactly what he's doing.
What is the level of partnership? Because there are critical ministries you synergize with.
Everybody on the EGIS side, that's why we call it Enterprise Geographic Information System or Information Service. We provide service to everyone. Do you understand? And we're mapping the needs of all the MDAs. There's so many of them, and trying to see how they're able to tie into what we're doing. But my major stakeholders that we work together, the primary stakeholders, the Lands Bureau, the Executive Secretary Lands, the Office of the State Surveyor General, the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development, the Ministry of Waterfront, the Ministry of Agric, because they have the Agric Land Holding Authority. So all those who hold land, all the agencies who seem like they are managing things that have to do with land, including Lamata, because I've just signed the letter to the MD of Lamata where we're trying to, we cannot work on the TODs, that's the transit-oriented districts, the areas around the train station, without working with Lamata.
Are there any challenges, really, looking at the complex cosmopolitan nature of Lagos and judging from some of your very great initiatives and efforts? Are there certain challenges you've come up with or you've faced? And what are the ways you're able to mitigate against them?
I always believe in the Bible because there's nothing you want in this world that you're not going to find in the Bible. And the Bible tells us that Jesus Christ said he has conquered the world. Don't worry for nothing because he's taking care of all of those things. There will always be resistance because some of those things cannot be bought. You have something, you need to find a way of collaborating with people. Part of the challenges is you want to change from a manual system to a computerized system. Those who don't know how to use a computer, they are your first target. Sometimes people think it's about corruption. It's not always about corruption. It's the fear of change. And this is where we want to be. This is about education. There is formal education and informal education. Through some form of informality, there are something some people will also learn. And this is the reason why, as part of the resistance, you are not going to force the people who are old or the people who work in remote areas of Lagos, because there are some places that are remote. There's a place that I've gone to that I had to go on a boat. You have to get there. They're not connected. And all I see that this government has been doing is that the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure, through the Office of Infrastructure, has been connecting areas that ab initio were not connected. And they've done so many of those things and they've done them really well. So what am I telling you? We're building regional centers, one in Ikorodu, one in Ekpe, one in Ikeja. This building is a regional office. There's one on Lagos Island, and there's also one in Badagry. Those regional centers, as Governor Sanwo-Olu has done it, they are free. Because we are not going to force you to go and buy internet. Or force you to own a system. So if you don't have, you can walk into those regional centers and they will help you to do your transactions. We have a communication plan where we are trying to explain to people what we are doing. You understand? So that nobody thinks that anyone is negatively impacting on their fundamental human right.
In 2024, your office organized a retreat for the Lagos State ESCO members. What was the purpose, really?
For every country, you have codes, building codes. And those building codes are also things that have to be domesticated, particularly when you have subnationals. You're not going to take everything that the federal government has given you as the code. The essence of that retreat, it's an alternative way to sensitize and let the ESCO members who are representing the various MDAs that people are dealing with, understand exactly what we have discussed with the academia, the market women, the civil society, the professional bodies, including students. We have done that, before we came to that stage, because they also need to understand and give us some inputs into the code before we now take the code for the ratification of the ESCO, and then we can then now operationalize the building code. It was a good exercise. For me, it was eye-opening. My colleagues were able to point us to a number of things, but at the end of that meet, we were able to agree that yes, now we can have a new building code for Lagos.
Essay, what are your future progressive initiatives? We know you've actually made an appreciable impact, but moving forward, what are the futuristic plans?
In the Office of Urban Development, between now and the end of our term in 2027, around May, we want to build 21 markets because this is a market economy. Number two, we need to be able to make sure that a lot of regeneration projects in residential areas, in commercial areas are done so that, together with other offices like the Office of Drainage Services, the Ministry of Works, we're able to, go into those areas that need, our intervention and make sure that we're able to take out things from waste to water issues and all of those things. All of these things come from planning. You understand? And since that aspect of planning is something that we do, regeneration plans, for areas that are already built up. Because don't forget that Lagos is not Abuja. Abuja was like virgin land. They removed all the structures and just developed or designed them afresh. We are dealing with a built-up area. So there's no way we are not going to have regeneration projects. And like I like to say, it is De Soto, a World Bank researcher, who said any disruption in where poor people live does not only affect their homes, it also affects their livelihoods because they work and live in the same place. So we must always have a human face to everything that we do and make sure that we have a lot of community engagement, making sure that at the end of the day, do you understand, it is about the people, not about us. This is a government that engages people. So when you see that we have an action in any area, the people there has been engaged, including the Omoniles, including the resident, everybody, including all the professional bodies and all the people around. You understand? So the vision for this office is to ensure that before the end of the administration of Governor Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, we are going to complete, before the end of this year, what you call the largest building. And that largest building is a building that thinks. It's an intelligent building because it not only is it a building, but it has servers and also have humans. Because when you talk about spatial data infrastructure, it talks about the equipment, the software, including the people that will do it. So you're going to have a building where all of these things are being done. And the whole idea is for us to have enterprise solution that is going to help our MDAs to ensure that whatever it is that we need to do to make Lagos to be in the true position that it currently is, by making sure that people are not moving closer to us. So all those who are running after Lagos, Lagos has plans to catapult and move light miles ahead.
Let's say, I want to assume that you have a crack team. Let's talk about human capacity, because this is a very special area, and Lagosians will want to know what's the level of workforce, what's the training programs to expose them to very modern strategies to achieve your set objectives.
I want to tell you that the people that I found on ground have the capacity. Do you understand something? I mean, there might be some changes that we need to make here and there. Do you understand? But we're also making them together. So yes, I mean, we learn every day. So we need to embrace ourselves with modern trends. Even in February, we're still going to the DGI conference, which is the largest conference of, the kind of things that we do. And we're going to interact with different companies, different countries. So you're going to have a conference where you have over 100 countries out of 190 something. The biggest companies in the world being there. You have some companies that, the budget of for instance, Esri, for example, their budget is, I don't know how many times the budget of Nigeria. You understand? So we are interacting with the presidents, of some of these companies, directly, just because we want to show truly that we are a multinational, that if we were a country, our economy will be number 5 in Africa. And that's why Governor Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu has assured everyone or anyone who's working for this government has received this support. So it's not just support for me or support for my office. It is the way he supports all of us. He's a listening governor. It's not just that he listens to the mass, he listens to us as well. He talks to us, he advises us. He's a patient man, and he teaches us to be patient. You understand something? So, I mean, in trying to describe his support is second to none. We thank him, we love him, and we will continue to work for him as long as he wants us to work with him.
Dr. Olayide Abiodun Babatunde, Special Advisor to Governor Sanwo-Olu on Enterprise Information, Geographic Service and Urban Development. 2 portfolios in one, and to a great extent is been quite expository and educative, telling us about the major significant achievements of the office. So on a final note, what's your word of assurance to Lagosians and critical strategic stakeholders as regards to Governor Sanwo-Olu's meeting up with expectations through your office?
Talk is cheap. So I'm inviting everyone between January 14 and the end of this year to see the projects that we are going to launch. And, starting with what we're doing with LASEC. Do you understand? We've created a complete world-class simulation room to monitor the election that is coming inside LASEC, together with LASEC. That's one of the products of this office. And that's one of the things I still discussed this morning. We're going to come up with the EGIS calendar, and I want you to follow our calendar and tick whichever one that you see that we have achieved. If I start telling you we're going to do this, we're going to do that, I've only mentioned LASEC. Do you understand something? I can also mention the land archive that we're going to commission. I can mention different projects, but the truth is, I want people to follow us, and I want people to do an assessment of what we're doing and our impact in government and give us a feedback.
Fantastic. I want to thank you, Dr. Olajide Babatunde, for coming on the program, and we want to wish you all the best. So, a final shot to Lagosians.
Dear Lagosians, I thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. And by that, I mean voting in Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, your son, at this time as the Governor of Lagos, the 15th Governor of Lagos. Under the Teams Plus agenda, we're working together with you to ensure that Lagos is indeed rising. But I don't want to say it's rising, but I want to tell you that Lagos is there.
Dr. Olajide Abiodun Babatunde, Special Advisor to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on Enterprise Information, Geographic Service and Urban Development, on speaking with the SA on the City of Lagos TV show. Thank you very much, sir, for having us on the program.
Thank you very much, viewers, and I wish you a happy new year, and I wish you every prospect that comes with the blessing of a new year like this. And we will continue to work together as a people to uplift our state. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The City of Lagos TV show will continue in a moment. Lagos is sure a crowd puller because of the prospect of well-paid work and the attraction of an urban lifestyle. Keep loving this city until we come your way again next week. Thanks for watching.